Hello again viewers, Elite Legionarii here. Today I'll be bringing you another 1 versus 1 for Roman Tota War, this time on the oh so popular grassy flatlands. I'm not the host in this case. As you can see, I'm in command of Egypt. My opponent up here, Invalid, is also in command of the Spqr again. Well, he's not the same guy, but the last guy was also in command of them. So, I decided I'd handicap myself and really challenge myself this battle. So I brought Nile Spearmen as my front line. So I have 5 of them with gold and 2 experience because they're cheap and I need as many upgrades on them as possible. I have 4 gold desert cavalry. I have 2 gold attack camel archers. I have 1 Pharaoh's guard as my general and 2, which is gold, and I have 2 gold desert axemen to do flanking around his line if I got engaged frontally, and I've also got 4 units of gold attack regular archers. So I'm going to automatically come into skirmish. He's got 6 units of gold archer auxiliary, 2 units of gold Roman archers, 6 units of silver defense urban cohort, and 5 units of, I think it's also silver defense triarii. So he built an army designed to defeat the standard Egyptian chariot, Pharaoh's bowmen, and chariot archer spam, but I didn't bring it because I don't like that army. Now he's got his archer supremacy, so what I did was I charged my men up to force them to retreat like this, which gives my men a few moments of reprieve and a chance to thin the numbers while they can't fire back. It also allows me to get my camels into position to do more damage sooner. This way he lost a few of his men where the opportunity wouldn't have been available before. And I've destroyed his Roman archers pretty soundly. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to keep sort of encircling him and looking for positions, openings, and the gaps to catch his archers out with my desert cavalry. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I tested this, a fully upgraded Nile Spearman versus a non-upgraded urban cohort. The urban cohort will pulverize it with about loss of about 6 casualties. They're absolutely entirely outclassed. I see a little opening here to get these archers, these auxiliaries, so I'm going to have a crack at that, but I doubt he'll get it because they're going to be quick to get out. Those triarii are right there. But I think I kill one archer. Anyway, what I was saying these guys are absolutely outclassed by urban cohort on every league. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately form up on the left. Now this is to serve the purpose of being able to amass units to every single unit, and if he does move his line to match it, he'll expose his archers and my cavalry can come in and mop them up, and then I can have free reign of outflanking with my archers and hammer and anvils because he's brought no cavalry. I put my archers in a very long line, or I had them in one. I don't need to worry about having to protect them from cav. So if he doesn't react, I can easily just destroy each unit individually by massive numbers. So I'm going to continue to come out here like this, and I'm going to continue to fire away. I'm getting some good kills on him, but the archer duel's fairly even, but which is pretty good considering he has 2 units more than me, although I do have these camels which evens it out, but his infantry, his archers have got a lot better range and armour than mine. I could have easily bought Pharaoh's bowmen, and that would have made this a heck of a lot easier, but I wanted the challenge, and Pharaoh's bowmen are quite expensive. So here I wanted to move my men up, but they weren't running. I'm sure I told them to, but which is annoying because now they're going to get some peeler in, which is really bad. It's really what I didn't want to happen, which is why I had that Nubian Spearman unit to stop that happening. And what will happen, you see, now I've got 5 units and he's only got 1 or 2 units here in a triarii, and they're going to get wasted because they're just going to get outnumbered by mass. So here I'm going to attack his archers. Now even if they'll be forced to face these Nubian Spearmen, and they're not going to be able to engage in this battle. So these triarii come forward, and now they're going to get destroyed, and that's good because he needs his triarii for my cavalry. So I'm going to use a bit of an outflanking position here, and I've got these 2 units reserved here, and my Pharaoh's guard reserved as well. Now, as you can see, he's starting to peel off units here, and it's leaving gaps for his archers to be destroyed by my incoming cavalry. So here he pulls off a unit here. Now I don't expect this desert cav to be able to hold it, to stop it, but it will be able to hold it. And as you can see, a massive opening in his line, two massive openings right through his line, so I can easily come for a hammer and anvil on these urbans and take out his archers. I'm going to take it. Now here he's going to send around and try and outflank me. I'm going to use my upgraded Pharaoh's guards to hold that in place. They're good enough to do so with their upgrades, so I'm going to catch as many of them as possible. So now I come and get his archers, and now I'm going to finish off his urbans in here as well. Here he's got some triarii coming in though, so I need to quickly get my cav out of that. His back is now turned to my missile fire, so that'll help a bit. I can easily peel some unit off to assist there if I need to. Here I'm going to come in with a cavalry charge, but I decide to come in. No, I don't. I do a charge here, knock a few out, but it's not going to be of much value. He's sort of putting all his units in immediately. I am not. I'm keeping units in reserve. So a lot of his triarii are pinned on these Nile spearmen and axemen, which is great because that's exactly what I need them to do. It gives my cavalry much freer range of movement. Out here he's attempting to outflank me, but my Pharaoh, as you can see, my Pharaoh's guard has done very well. It's in there somewhere. There it is. It will die, but it's worth it because it's stalling all those units while I waste everything else up. So here I decided to come in with a strike on this part of the field and rout these two archers because I see them as this weaker side of the field. Here he's going to try and attempt to outflank my Nile spearmen, which were getting beaten anyway. Like I said, urbans are going to win, but the only way for me to beat them is to mass numbers into them. So here I charge him with my cavalry. Try and inflict a bit of damage. The armor piercing axe will be useful against urban cohort, but I don't expect huge results for them. So over here I've won this particular side of the field, and a lot of his infantry are now turned to flank shots by my archers, which are not many in number, but there's enough there to do some damage. I do lose my general, which I'd be more concerned with if this was a barbarian army, but it's not. Egypt's got the morale to handle it, and now a lot of his urbans are now pinned and in a bad situation. So I'm able to hammer and anvil him and continually shoot him in the back. Seems the music's cut out, but that just happens sometimes. I don't know why. And I'm going to do some more hammer and anvil strikes here. And his men are getting pretty bashed down quite quickly, and at this point he was getting really pretty peed off, I think, and he was saying that my army was overpowered and stuff, and I said to him, well, hold on a minute, I brought no chariots and I brought no Pharaoh's guards, Pharaoh's bowmen rather. I only bought 4 desert axemen, cavalry, which are only averagely powerful. And I said, you did bring 6 urbans, which are pretty much the most powerful infantry in the game, or at least equal with Spartans. Basically, I won simply because he allowed himself to get momentum mass on one flank and didn't respond to it fast enough. So his Roman army's about to get beaten down. But I could see his army had 8 arch units in it, and he thought I was going to bring Pharaoh's bowmen and Egyptian archer chariots and other chariots and stuff. I could see and that's why he brought triarii instead of cavalry. Pretty good. His army was a good army for that Egyptian army, but I do not use that Egyptian army because it is, in my opinion, probably one of the most cheapest, overpowered army designs in this game, in my opinion. Even to the point where it's worse than the Praetorian urban spam. I'm not very good at skirmishing anyway. I'm okay at it. I'm not the best at it though, because for some reason my men always get themselves into a horrible position, even when I tell them not to, which you'll probably see in my one of my upcoming battles. So I pretty much bashed down his army. I'm just going to triple speed guys because it's just running them down. So I'm pretty pleased with that my Nile spearmen did so well against such superior infantry rather. But basically I think he allowed me to get into a better position on a much easier, because he wanted to protect his archers, and that was wise because they had the majority of his upgrades, but he also left his infantry let them get into terribly outpositioned, and they got, Triarii in particular got too snagged up on my infantry, and my cavalry had free reign of the field. His archers, in the end, he couldn't defend them anyway. He had to bring in infantry, but he could have probably manoeuvred that a lot easier. His lack of cavalry probably was also a big thing in my favour, but I understand why he didn't bring any, because he thought I'd have chariots, and he probably saw no point in that, and that is a pretty sound line of thinking, because chariots will destroy any cavalry the Romans can field. So he admits defeat, and I was pretty pleased with this game, because this was a fairly handicapped army going with Nile spearmen, which are not good units, and it's a heroic victory, so that's what the game considers it very good. So I had 726 men, 731 kills, and 252 men remaining. He had 789, he had 546 kills, and 57 men remaining. So if we go to my Pharaoh's Guard, not great kills, but they held a lot of Urbans at bay a long time for the other part of the field to win, so they played a significant role. And sometimes, you sacrifice out units and stuff to do that. Just because every unit doesn't look like it's performed well, it probably has done a very important role in the battle. Nile Spearmen, they did very well getting some of these into the 60s. This one got 40, lost 40 though. This one didn't do so as great. I mean, very, very impressive. This one didn't do so well either. But very impressive for Nile Spearmen against Urban Cohort. But that's because I was able to mass them on, one-on-one. The Urbans pulverised them. I tested it, and it had no match, even fully upgraded. For non-upgraded Urbans, they can hold a wee bit, but they won't, particularly if they get to throw their peeler. My bowmen did pretty good, reasonably good, considering they were outranged and outnumbered. Teasic cavalry, all of them did good, except for that unit. They were quite decisive in this battle, and my camels were a constant, sort of nuisance to his army, if you will, and that's always useful. And my Desert Axemen, this one didn't do so great, but this one did, probably because it got into the Triarii, which would have been which was probably what I wanted there, because I didn't really get to use them the way I wanted to so much, but it doesn't matter. And this bowman unit did pretty good. Nubian Spearmen took Peeler, which made this battle easier. So all in all, everything came together, and we got a heroic victory, which is great. A very nice when you get them. So anyway, good game to Invalid. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.